looking for this?
Welcome back to BoomShot. I'm Kale. This is Colby, also Oppenheimer and Boba Fett. We are doing what we call the Ahsoka countdown. Ahsoka's going to be one of the biggest shows of the year, one of the ones we're most excited for. And we're going to do basically a series of tribute reactions to get hyped for the show. We did this with Kenobi, so go back and watch those videos if you haven't seen them. The first one is called A New Star Wars Legacy, and this is by Disney+. It's a 7-minute video.
Always two there are.
No
Kick it off again.
No more.
No less.
No less. A master
Ooh.
and an apprentice.
Ooh, that's cold.
Star Wars always has these great master-apprentice relationships.
Remember, a Jedi can feel the Force flowing through him.
You see that handing down of mastery, the teaching, the developing, the growing.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Legendary.
It's very much the idea of apprenticeship.
John.
The need for those two groups to come together in order to pass down the
that
knowledge
was
and to
such an
help save the
iconic-
world.
That was
In the case of Star Wars.
When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Only a master of evil, God.
Those
That's
life
cold,
lessons are what make these characters some of the most iconic characters worldwide.
The war is just beginning, and I will not be the last Jedi.
Look at little Grogu, dude.
All of that wisdom gets passed down, over those generations. We have Qui-Gon Jinn, who's the master of Obi-Wan, who's the master of Anakin Skywalker. And by being trained by Anakin, Ahsoka was part of that legacy as well.
Yeah, true. The last living part, well, I guess like Luke, but really from the Clone Wars era, she's the last living part of him.
Yeah. Special look at Ahsoka.
Oh. I didn't know that we were in for this. We're totally shocked. Origin. This kind of feels like Oppenheimer.
Ahsoka is a character that Dave Filoni created and worked with George Lucas on in the Clone Wars.
Originally, we didn't really know, exactly what the Clone Wars was going to be, and we made up our own little band of characters. There was a character that was a Jedi, and there was a Padawan, and thought we'll put them on adventures, but George had other ideas.
For the better.
Says, well, and this character, and he points to the Padawan we had, and he says, let's give Anakin Skywalker a Padawan. And I was like, Anakin doesn't have Padawan. And he just looked at me and said, Anakin has a Padawan.
You don't question
and that. Was basically
He does now.
That's how Ahsoka came about.
That is crazy.
That is, yes.
That's pretty cool.
We cast Ashley Eckstein to be the voice of the character.
Iconic.
And she's fantastic in the Clone Wars and Rebels.
Ahsoka is one of the most well-developed characters in Star Wars, period.
Triple fact.
She's the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker. She's the only one that he is trained to be a Jedi.
This young teenage girl who was trained to be a keeper of the peace had to become a warrior worthy of standing next to the greatest Jedi of all time.
Say it for the people in the back. Say it for the people in the back. Ooh. Dave tribute?
Ahsoka's story and her growth has mirrored my own. As you see my style of storytelling mature, the stories got more complex. It had grown to the point where I wanted to take what I was doing in animation and really see if I could get it to this type of storytelling that I'd grown up with in Star Wars.
Mission accomplished.
Mandalorian Season 1 was a perfect place for me to experiment with my own creativity and style, but have a great backstop and support from collaborating with all these other extraordinary people.
You must reunite it with its own kind.
This is the way.
So when Season 2 came around, I was like, for my episode, I was like, well, I'm going to do Ahsoka. I'm like, I just need to try this. Let's do it.
Ahsoka Tano! Bo-Katan sent me.
I hope it's about him.
For a character that has such depth and complexity, to bring that character to live action made a tremendous amount of sense.
Tell me what I want to know. Where is your master?
George visited the set when we were filming
so cool,
the lightsaber fight in the Japanese Guard
so
Season
cool.
2. And I think it was really encouraging of Dave stepping up to this role. And so George would turn to Kathy and myself
That's
and
so crazy.
be proud of Dave. He was Dave's teacher, and Dave was his apprentice.
I like that.
That is sick.
There are moments when I just stare at her and I'm just like, wow, she just looks like this thing I've drawn. But
That does have to be
Sarah's
crazy.
done all the research. Like, she
Yeah.
knows the character, but now she has to become it in a way that's never happened before.
No, I bet it's insane.
Hours, probably.
Yeah, it actually, the thing that feels most awkward right now is talking with you, the posing and sort of the stances we were doing. That's not unusual, but speaking as Rosario while in Ahsoka is a little startling.
Yeah.
I really love the transformation and really deep diving into who she is.
Rosario Dawson is just such an incredibly powerful actress, and she loves this character. I think everything about who Ahsoka is has just brought to life in a way that almost nobody else could.
She not only gets a character, but she gets like the Star Wars of it all, which is an important ingredient. You have to be in it. This is a hard thing. You're gonna have to be painted orange every day. You're gonna have to put a prosthetic on your head every day. You're gonna be training like a Jedi to learn how to lightsaber fight almost every day.
I'm playing someone who is an absolute expert. And so I really wanted to be able to physicalize that as much as possible.
Yeah, Jedi's primary weapon is a lightsaber. There need to be a lot of lightsaber fights. And they have to be good, because our fans
just
know
get the people what they want.
And I started getting my stances and some of the postures and, started really getting my left hand up to par with my right, that I started to really feel like I was sinking into who Ahsoka was, because her physicality is such a huge part of who she is. No matter how tired I was like, sign me up for some more. Sign me up for some more.
No, I got chills right now.
Yeah, I know.
New stuff.
When you step into Star Wars and work with George, you are part of a legacy. You're part of a history, and we had to uphold that history and yet do this completely new and different thing.
Ahsoka is another story where you can step in at any point and not feel that you necessarily have to have seen everything.
From the beginning of this series, Ahsoka is out there on the fringe of the galaxy. When she hears whispers of this warlord's return, she decides to enlist her friends' help.
This is about preventing another war. You know who could help?
Sabine Wren.
I'm not sure she'll want to help.
I'm telling the story about this mentor-student relationship that passes from Anakin to Ahsoka to Sabine.
There is nothing easy about being a Jedi.
It's quite extraordinary. Bring this to life.
Dude, I'm so pumped for this,
When the
man.
stakes are this high, we have to do what's right.
Ooh, that's not.
Dude, that was really good. That definitely wasn't. I mean, it was a tribute to the character of Ahsoka as much as it was a tribute to the people who developed the character.
Yeah, it was kind of like an all-in-one. I wasn't expecting to get all the behind-the-scenes stuff we did, but that was cool.
Yeah, definitely. I was really excited to see that. Obviously, this is the character dreamt up by Dave and George Lucas, which is so crazy to think about, seeing that character that we grew up with. Like, yeah. we were part of the original Ahsoka bandwagon. Like, that's so crazy to think about, seeing her now transition into this live action role.
How many years later is this? 08 the movie came out?
Yeah, in 08 the movie, or I think 08 the movie came out. So 15 years later, which I guess like we saw her in The Mandalorian season 2, which was 2019. So yeah, 11 years later, she's in live action. So I'm just really excited to see what they do with the show. I think with the people who are in charge, man, I trust the direction.
Dude, shout out to Dave Filoni. Dude.
Yeah,
everything he was saying in this, I'm like, yes, yes.
Say it louder for the people in the back. That's what I'm trying. Like, there are legitimately people hating on this show, and like I understand that sometimes you can let a character live on too long to the point where you basically milk them until like they lose a lot of significance. But I mean, Ahsoka's story has pretty much only been contained to Clone Wars. Like she was in Rebels a good bit, but really not a ton. And so the story wasn't really about her at all in Rebels. Like, there was a couple episodes, but her story's in Clone Wars. So seeing it pick up a lot later is really interesting. And I'm glad to see that she's going to be going up against Thrawn with the help of her friends from Rebels, carrying on the legacy of Anakin. Not the Anakin that became Darth Vader, but the Anakin that was in the Order. Like, carrying on that legacy and really showing who Anakin was. I'm just excited to see it, man.
Like she said in Rebels, dude, she will avenge his death.
Yeah.
She will avenge Anakin's death. And she said that to Darth Vader, which is that's a cold one.
Dude, that was a bar. Dude.
That's a bar.
Where's that meme? It's like when they're writing this and it's just fire, you know? Dude, that's an actual bar. And really everything that they said in this tribute, whatever it was definitely just a love letter to the fans. Everybody who really cares about Star Wars, and Star Wars fans is one of the most divided fan bases of all time. It's got to be.
Yeah.
And hopefully everybody can unite behind the show and really admire it for what it is.
Yeah, and I like that Dave Filoni, he was like, we got to have a lot of lightsaber fights and we got to make them good because our fans know the difference.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to just put out lightsabers in a show because it's like, ooh, lightsabers, here you go. Mm-hmm. No, I mean, like you said, the fans know the difference. We want to see good fights.
Some of the best lightsaber fights ever came in Clone Wars. I mean, we did a whole series on the best lightsaber fights. We're still doing it. You go watch those videos. We have a whole shorts page playlist that you can go watch and see what we think are, or what actually really y'all think are the best lightsaber fights, because y'all vote on them. So really and honestly, we're just pumped to see what's going to happen with this show. Can't wait.
It's going to be great. Do you think Rex shows up?
He has to.
He's got to.
He has to. I think everything that fans have wanted to see in live action, Dave Filoni's just going to combine it, and hopefully not in a fan servicey way, but hopefully it just feels like it just makes sense.
And it could even be a flashback with Rex. That would be kind of crazy.
I mean, because at this point Rex would be like, it feels like 1,000 with accelerated aging. But dude, just let us know what you guys think. Are you excited for this? Definitely be on the lookout for our videos. We'll be covering this very early in the morning on Wednesdays, so we'll be dropping our video pretty much around like 7 or 8 a.m. Hopefully that's the goal. So definitely be paying attention for that, and let us know what you guys think about this and everything else. And thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.